I believe life is all about asking yourself the right questions. And what you really want to be careful for, what you really want to watch out for, is not falling into the, as I call it, employee mindset when asking yourself questions. So let me give you an example. When I talk to friends and I see, for example, in some aspect of their life, they have much more potential than they're tapping into at the moment, I would encourage them to say, hey, why don't you think about doing this or going after this opportunity, which is maybe 5 times bigger than what you're doing at the moment, or where you could learn a lot more, which might be a little bit more risky, but where you can actually learn a lot more. And usually what I hear then, because they're coming from the employee mindset and perspective, they're like, yeah, but sure, but what opportunity should I be looking at? Or, yeah, but how exactly should I do that? And instead of answering that question for them, I turn it around and say, that is the exact question you should be asking yourself. Because you will get rewarded for finding the answer to that question and the solution to that question. But only will you get rewarded if you find the answer yourself, not if someone else gives it to you, right? So let's make more specific. Let's say you're somewhere in your life where you've been thinking about, getting into entrepreneurship, starting a business or whatever, or going to a startup where you're going to have a huge learning curve, for example. Then you're going to say, yeah, but how do I get in touch with the CEOs of those companies? How do I get in touch with the decision makers in those companies? And if I turn that question back to you and you ask yourself, how do I do that? Well, you will have to get creative, okay? And I'm not saying you shouldn't ask other people or that other people can't help with their input. They definitely can. But initially you will have to asking yourself, how the hell do I find the answer to this question? And you will actually have to be creative. Look at this. You'll actually have to get creative, and you will ask yourself, okay, where these people hang out, What networks can I tap into from maybe the university I went to, maybe from, just by Googling it, or maybe I go through LinkedIn, right? And of course, once you start thinking that way, you get creative. And the creativity and the fact that you don't have an answer to the question right away, or that somebody doesn't give you the answer right away, that's when you're tapping into the entrepreneurial mindset, okay? Okay, now it's gonna be a bit loud. That's when you're tapping into the entrepreneurial mindset of, I'm actually gonna be answering questions, important questions, which need to be answered by myself, by critical thinking. And that's what I recommend you to do at the end of the day, right? You need critical thinking, you need to get into it, you need to kind of lose that problem you might have with, thinking into directions where there is no clear way given to you from the very beginning, from wherever, whatever you've studied or whatever you've done in your life. That's when it starts getting interesting, and I can only tell you that's where the value lies. And once you do that, then follow-up questions come, okay? Okay, now I am on LinkedIn, how does that work? Well, then you can talk to people like me who know exactly how that works and what you can do and how you can target people, how you can use the tools which LinkedIn, for example, provides, like the Sales Navigator to find the people, to search people, to set up very, very specific searches, which are extremely powerful. And then that actually yields value, because then you have a very, very, very specific problem, not a broad problem, not a brainstorming problem, a creativity problem, but you have a very technical problem which you need to solve. And then you can go Google that, find that, talk to people, and find solutions very, very quickly. And then you will see results, okay? So for the example I gave you, right? Let's say you have a pretty good education or whatever. Really, it can be something technical, it can be something like law or economics, and you're really saying, I don't really want to go down the normal route. I really want to get a crazy skill set. I want to go on the fast lane and learn a lot in the next 5 years, and then make some big moves into a CEO position, into a founder position, COO position, or whatever that may be. If you want to do that, start asking yourself the right questions. Once you've gone on that path, you'll see it'll get interesting. then specific questions will come up. With specific questions, you can find specific solutions, and then you will really, really get ahead in life. And then you need to be a bit bold, right? You need to have a bit of courage to actually go down that path, allow yourself to go down that path, be a bit insecure. That's always part of it, right? You're never going to be 100% sure. I can definitely tell you that you are never. But you got to act out of that state wherever you are at the moment. You're never always going to be motivated to stick to that path. But once you make that decision and you have conviction to actually go down that way, because you know it's the best thing to do, you know deep down it's the right thing to do, it's the only right thing to do for you, then you know you're on the right path. In that sense, I'm going for breakfast, and see you next time.